Salutations cyberspace and welcome to the JCal Arts channel, and if you're new here, consider joining the JCal Arts universe. On this channel I do Let's Draws, which are the art equivalent of Let's Plays, where I have a time lapse of a drawing I did and discuss anything related to the drawing and the drawing itself. And if that interests you, click that red button down below and help expand this universe that I have building up here. So I'm going to be in this Let's Draw video expanding on a thought/concept that I introduced in one of my most popular videos on my channel, which is the Lunatics Unleashed redesign videos, particularly part 3. So if you're new to the JCal Arts universe, go check out that 3-video playlist to get an understanding of how I redesigned the main characters for Lunatics Unleashed and talk about the show itself as well a little bit. But in part 3, I designed a OC villain team based off Looney Tunes characters, the same way how the main characters of Lunatics Unleashed are based off Looney Tunes characters. And I introduced the character Pepe Le Pew. And in his segment, I discussed effectively how I wish that Warner Brothers can redesign Pepe Le Pew to basically bring him back and make him cater to a more morally sensible era that we're currently living in. Well, I don't know if it's going to continue with the head honcho in charge of my country, but getting off of that, I basically in this Let's Draw am going to redesign Pepe Le Pew like a new Looney Tunes character or just a reboot design so he cannot be in the situation he is currently with the Looney Tunes lineup. So if you're watching the recording of my drawing, you see me starting with Pepe Le Pew's face, and I'm going to be giving him Flynn Rider energy when it comes to drawing his face and making him generically handsome as you can make a male furry character, to be frank with you. And the design philosophy with Pepe Le Pew's design in this Let's Draw is going to make him the male version of Lola Bunny. So I'm pretty sure 90s kids in my audience remember in Space Jam, the original one, when Lola Bunny's introduced, she basically created a whole generation of furries on her own. So I'm hoping by creating a character with similar energy, just an opposite gender, that those furries will then get hooked on my design of Pepe Le Pew. So that's basically the overhead plan of this Let's Draw, and a message to Warner Brothers. Just like with Lola Bunny, you can make a male version of her and get the same loyal fans in the furry community. They will obsess with that character and draw that character constantly. And it's a market you absolutely can potentially tap into with great return. Just make sure you rein the furries in a little bit, because this is a property meant for all ages with children, because furries be getting spicy, but I'm cool with y'all though. So I'm going to give a Cliff Notes version of Pepe Le Pew's history. There are other YouTube videos that go in more detail about his appearances, and I encourage you to watch those videos instead. I am just giving this brief context and history for Pepe Le Pew to explain why, in my opinion, he's in a position with Warner Brothers where he's a character they want to forget. So Pepe Le Pew is a Merry Melodies character, and for those who don't know and don't frequent the cartoon side of the cyberspace, Merry Melodies equals Looney Tunes equals Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. There you go. So Pepe Le Pew made his first appearance in 1945 in the short Adorable Kitty, which set the stage for Pepe Le Pew's shorts, or rather their plots, where Pepe is almost always pursuing an animal he mistakes for a skunk, and usually that animal is a cat with a white stripe down its back, and I don't know how Pepe doesn't know, but it's cartoon logic, baby, so let's roll with it. And the animal that he's pursuing desperately tries to evade his advances, primarily because Pepe is a skunk and smells bad, ha ha ha. And so that is basically the summary for the plot of almost all his shorts throughout the decades. There's some where the animal in question that he's pursuing ends up pursuing him instead, which he doesn't like. And there are other shorts where Pepe is aware that he smells like a Smash player and tries to take care of that. But for the most part, it's the primary gig of him pursuing a love interest he mistakes for a skunk, and that animal not wanting anything to do with him because he smells bad, and Pepe doesn't know that. And so this has led to a 2021 controversy where an article was written accusing Pepe Le Pew of perpetuating rape culture, and it's blown up to the point where his appearance in the Space Jam sequel was cut out of this controversy. Let's just be honest here. And it basically has made him a character that's a persona non grata. He just is a character that Warner Brothers doesn't really like portraying in media at all, even if it's directly related to Looney Tunes. And that's why he's been dormant for quite some time. I agree and disagree that Pepe Le Pew perpetuates rape culture because it's clear from his shorts that he's not a sympathetic character. Pepe is the joke of his shorts. He is a character so full of himself and in his head to where he's oblivious of things around him and people's reactions to him, especially his love interest. And so he's unaware of the fact that his love interests aren't skunks to start with. He's unaware that his love interests don't want to be around him primarily because he smells bad, and in many of these shorts, he doesn't know that he smells bad to everyone else. So Pepe is the joke. He is the proto-incel we're supposed to laugh at because he doesn't have fourth wall knowledge that we do as the audience consuming his shorts. And I'm going to put it frankly, a lot of people in the 2020s had surface level readings of his shorts, and I can understand the accusation of the perpetuation of rape culture on Pepe's part because with a surface level reading, his behavior is just textbook misogynistic stalker behavior. And I also don't like the fact that reactionary assholes have basically used him as a character to justify shitty incel ideas and garbage things that garbage men believe about romance and relationships. So Pepe's in a position where he's attracting a lot of toxic PR, and that's probably why Warner Brothers have shelved him and put him away in the Warner Brothers vault until further notice. Unfortunately, what they did in Space Jam, the sequel, with cutting out his cameo was pretty sad because, in my opinion, it kind of puts the lid on the whole controversy because Pepe was going to interact with a human actress who I'll put her name on screen, and she was going to dress him down verbally when he made an advance on her. And I think that was what's missing in Pepe's shorts to make the message clearer, is having the female love interest actually speak and have dialogue, because outside this human actress, Pepe's love interests don't talk. They're all silent. So that's what leads to ambiguity when it comes to shorts and the potential of not understanding them. And if the love interest were to talk about how bad he smells or how he's a good looking guy or a nice guy but he smells bad, then it would have made the message of Pepe's shorts a lot more clearer. But unfortunately, that's not the timeline we live in. We live in this one where Pepe attracts a lot of bad faith actors. So I'm pretty sure people watching Speedpaint are wondering when JCal Arts is going to address the drawing on screen. It's going to be now. So if my recording's matching with the Speedpaint, I am drawing Pepe Le Pew's full body 3 times to give him 3 different outfits to represent Pepe Le Pew's theatrical history, I guess. But the first version of Pepe Le Pew on the left-hand side is in his new furry bait body wearing nothing but red boxers with white hearts. So furries, come give me this watch time. But this is referencing a plushie released where Pepe Le Pew is a stuffed animal wearing nothing but red boxers with white hearts. So if you know the history of this plushie, the context, and when it was released, please let me know, because as far as I know on the internet, the only thing I can find of this plushie is people trying to sell it on eBay. So take for that what you will. In the middle, I have Pepe Le Pew wearing a beret, striped shirt with a jacket over it, and pants, so he's not running his tidy whities. So YouTube, don't you censor me. I've seen worse content on your platform. And this is referencing a short of his, Sentimental Romeo, where he wears a similar outfit. And then on the right-hand side, if the Speedpaint has caught up to my recording, I am drawing Pepe Le Pew in a white basketball jersey and white basketball shorts with the Toon Squad logo on the jersey. And this is obviously referencing Pepe Le Pew's appearance in Space Jam. And I come up with a new gimmick for Pepe that isn't his old one. And so this gimmick is him basically being a male furry bait character and knowing he's a male furry bait character, flirting with everybody, gaining the attention of the ladies. And he is secretly masking his scent with perfume, and that's something only he knows. And when the perfume starts to wear off and this true skunk stench comes in, he jets and tries to find more perfume to mask it, or if he can't, he just makes himself a no-show. And he's a character crippled with insecurity about the way he smells and is always kind of battling with the time of his perfume until it wears off and the skunk smell comes in. So I think this will be a more chaotic, funny version of Pepe where the gimmick is more straightforward and harder to miss and would be more interesting. And also, I would like to share interesting facts about Pepe. So, Pepe was originally called Henry, along with the fact that his first short, Adorable Kitty, Pepe was hitting on a male cat and not a female one. Now, I don't know if the short was playing up the joke of, oh, Pepe, the cat isn't a skunk and he's not even a woman, but at least to me, Pepe Le Pew is a bisexual icon. And so I see my version of Pepe Le Pew being bi or pansexual and flirting with everybody. So yeah, Warner Brothers, don't be scared of that DEI. Fuck them reactionaries. Anyway, this will be my Let's Draw for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.